What's up everyone, it's Mark from Silence Tech, and today's video we're going to be modding a wireless G Pro Ghost Edition. We're going to make it lightweight, and we're also going to take off the skates, do a load of cool mods. It's going to be a very cool video, and I've also got a giveaway announcement planned for a load of Logitech gear at the end of the video. Unfortunately I've got my kids at home at the moment, so making content, as you can currently see, is a little bit difficult. Roll the video. Right everyone, I hope you're all keeping well. Today I'm going to build the ultimate gaming mouse. A friend of mine bought this G Pro Wireless Ghost Edition and kindly asked if I could mod it for him by taking the overall weight down, changing the skates and adding some custom side grips. This will be the best wireless mouse ever, and I plan to show every step of the way so you can make your own. This easy to follow tutorial should be so straightforward that even your mum could understand it. Plus I will also show you how to make the original matte coating glossy, and a great way to smooth out underneath, allowing you to add whatever skates you'd like. But before all that, I wanted to start off by showing you how you can pick up a G Pro cheaper than normal by checking out Amazon to see if there's any returns available. By simply looking at their warehouse deals, I was able to pick up a perfect G Pro Wireless for 70 UK pounds. I mean, that's a massive saving. Since you're modding it anyway, who cares if it's a return? The amount of people that buy items just to try them out on Amazon is crazy, making it a great way for us to pick up a bargain. I like to be thorough with my tutorials, so before we start, make sure you have these tools: a set of mini screwdrivers, a pair of cutters, some wet and dry sandpaper, and ideally a pot of Gorilla Glue, but any super glue would probably do. Also have to hand a set of your favourite skates, in my case some Z1 Hyperglides, and I would also highly recommend some lizard skin. All of these items will be linked in the description below. Okay, jumping straight into it, grab 2 pieces of paper and roughly make 2 outlines like this. Then copy where I put all of the dots. They represent each screw you will need to remove during the modding process. Also, I like to have a square for all of the parts I take away, then I know exactly how much weight I've saved later on. Maybe I'm a bit of a freak, but with all of the different screw lengths and parts, it's just good practice to do this, in my opinion. Anyway, first and foremost, we need to remove the stock feet. Use a screwdriver to lift each one out, pulling up on both layers. Now you'll be able to see all of the screws located here at the bottom and at the top. Be very careful though, once you've removed them, both sections of the mouse are still attached to each other by a ribbon and cable. First pry up on the black latch to disconnect the ribbon, and then gently pull the battery connector out. Once detached, the fun begins, locating all the screws inside holding the exoskeleton in place. There's 3 at the back, located here, here and here. There's another 2 behind the blue pieces on each side. Plus, in the middle there's 4 screws that hold the left and right clicks in place. Once these screws have been removed, you'll need to pull up on the left and right clicks from the outside to get each one out. There's also another 2 screws behind the left and right clicks, which will now be revealed, which are very difficult to spot and to show on camera. You'll only see them once the left and right clicks have actually been taken out. And you'll also see another 2 screws further up on each side, and lastly there's 1 more directly in front of the scroll wheel. Now the exoskeleton will simply slide out, and we are ready to start shedding some pounds, or grams in this case. First, the blue piece of plastic on the right side can be taken out by unscrewing here, and then carefully pry out the side buttons with a flathead screwdriver. The cable will come straight off cleanly after you wiggle it from left to right a few times. To reduce even more weight, take off this whole section of the exoskeleton very carefully, making sure to cut around the screw holes, leaving them in place. Once finished, it will look like this, and you should have a pretty decent pile of scrap building up already. Another easy mod you can do to save some weight involves a piece of plastic at the front just behind the scroll wheel. This is used to reduce button wobble, and it also keeps the scroll wheel fixed down in place. For this reason I only opt to cut the middle and simply reattach both pieces on each side like this, otherwise the clicks will wobble way more than before and the scroll wheel will start to exhibit a nasty rattle over time. With all the weight reduction steps done for the top section, I would recommend putting it all back together again so you don't lose any parts. When putting the battery back in, use some metal tape to hold it in place so you don't have to use that black little clip, and it will save you a little bit of extra weight and it all adds up in the end. While putting back each screw, I would try to use the same ones for each hole, and don't be tempted to save weight by not putting them all back in. In my experience, this will cause the mouse to creak and flex, which gets pretty annoying over time. Moving on to the bottom plate, first unscrew the power play system here and just put it in the scrap pile. It's an easy mod. Now unscrew the PCB and remove it from the bottom plate, and you can go ahead and you can add the profile switch button to the scrap pile, but personally I would keep the on-off switch. Next is time to get creative. All of the plastic around the power play system is substantial, and removing it with some cutters will reduce a fair amount of weight. But try to keep as much of the side wall as possible so we can glue the puck in place in a moment. Using some cutters, try to carefully cut around the plastic while making sure not to rip any part of the inner wall, otherwise the puck will not have anything to stick to and the rough edges will scrape and scratch on your mousepad, ruining the consistency of the glide. Now it's time to go crazy with some Gorilla Glue. Grab a cloth so the super glue does not go on your desk and put the glue around the edge of the puck and simply glue it in place to the bottom, and make sure to remove the magnets actually inside the puck first. Give it at least 15 minutes and come back and check. Personally, I would recommend putting loads of glue on the in and outside, using the super glue as a kind of filler to bond the plastics permanently together. Once all of the glue is dry, I would use a hairdryer to make sure it's time to start sanding. While keeping the base as flat as possible, the aim of the game here is to remove all of the glue and locators so the bottom plate is completely smooth. Then you'll be able to add better skates for a more consistent glide. While in the end it may not look perfect, it does not matter, performance is king, and you can also drill out a load more holes to reduce the weight a little bit more, like I have on my custom G Pro Wireless. Right, grips. Personally, of all the ones I've tested, lizard skins are by far the best. They feel so good. Cutting them can be a little tricky though. Personally, I would cut around a piece of paper to start off with roughly, and then keep trying until you get it right. Then use the paper as a template to cut a perfect side grip with lizard skin for both sides. As far as which ones to get from Amazon, I would recommend getting the darker colours, since the white shows up all of the dirt and sweat very quickly and ideally needs replacing after a little more than a week. The only thing left to do is to add some Z1 skates and feel the super smooth, consistent glide. You're now the proud owner of a modded G Pro, probably the greatest mouse ever. I personally feel like there's only one thing that could be improved, and that's the shape, but with the grips installed, this is very close to perfect. As far as balance is concerned, because I know people are going to ask this in the comment section, I have not noticed any issues at all. Most mice weigh more on the left and are always front heavy anyway. All I know is that I play way better with a modded G Pro compared to a stock one. The difference is night and day. I always struggled using the G Pro. Over time with these mods, it's now finally become my main. At first I had a terrible time gripping the matte coating, so I made it glossy, and I also found the mouse a little heavy. Reducing the overall weight down to 65 grams was game changing. Plus the original skates I just did not like. It was as if Logitech just put a few skates around where the power play system went without any thought into performance. These Z1 skates have made such a difference. Last of all, the overall shape wasn't ideal for my hand size and grip style, but by adding a pair of grips they not only flattened out both sides, the overall grip width increased as well, which made it perfect. Anyway, I really hope you have enjoyed this mod tutorial. This will probably be my last G Pro video I'll ever make, but remember, there will be plenty of other mice content or mouse content coming up soon. I really hope my mate loves this mouse, and if any of you have followed this tutorial, I really hope you enjoy yours as well. Nothing comes close to a modded G Pro. Lastly, the giveaway as promised. For a chance to win a whole host of prizes from Logitech, write down in the comments section why you would love to win this Blue Yeti X streaming microphone, a pair of Pro X headphones, and lastly a stream cam capable of recording 1080p at 60 frames per second. Please remember, if you're going to enter this giveaway, to be subscribed with the bell notification on, and of course please like this video. The giveaway is worldwide. I already have shipping sorted. In around 2 weeks time time I will pick one lucky winner and I will try my best to make an announcement video. If not, I will pin the winner's comment on this video, on this very video, and I will also announce it on Twitter. Anyway, my name's Mark from Silence Tech. I shall see you all very soon. Best of luck to everyone. Goodbye.